Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Denise, and if you are new here, we have lifestyle vlogs, mom vlogs, some traveling vlogs, and our military life vlogs. So today we are going to be talking about my favorite subject ever. Y'all, anything that has to do with like a TTC journey or trying to conceive is like my passion. Would I be able to call it that? I don't know. I'm like a really big nerd when it comes to anything that has to do with your trying to conceive journey. Alright, so full disclosure, this is part of like my trying to conceive video / journey. So if you are a family member or friend and would not like to hear any TMI, please exit out of this video so, you know, it doesn't get kind of weird. For those of you that don't know, I have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and basically it means I have cysts in my ovaries. So I'm like very dedicated to learn about my body and learn about like how my body works, and obviously anything that has to do with trying to conceive, because those of you that have PCOS know how hard it is to make a baby. So yeah, anything that helps the trying to conceive journey, I'm all for it. So today I'm going to talk to you about the way that you can track your ovulation, and you can track your ovulation just so you can kind of know where your cycle is at, which is what I'm currently doing. I had my son 2018, and with PCOS, you know that everything is kind of all over the place, and we obviously want to try to conceive soon, eventually, at some point. So I want to know where my body's at, right? I'm going to show you what I use to track my ovulation. Okay, so this is what I use for our tracking. Sorry. It is the Easy at Home test. It's an ovulation test kit, and it comes with 50 LH tests and 20 HCG tests. So once you're able to track your LH, you can, if you are pregnant or if you want to find out if you're pregnant, you can take your pregnancy test, and that will tell you if you're pregnant. So these are really good. I'll post a link of them below where you can find them, and yeah, I love these. I'm obsessed with these. I should probably keep ordering them because I'm gonna need them. So let me show you what they look like. Jeez. Okay, so they come in this little cute thing. The blue are the ovulation, the pink are the pregnancy test. I don't have any more of those. They're super small and thin. That's what it looks like. So unlike the pregnancy test, when you dip these into your urine, I usually try to do it first morning urine, and one in the afternoon if I'm kind of like iffy on if I'm going to ovulate or not. That way I can double check. The control line will show up and the test line will show up. So unlike a pregnancy test, both lines show up in the ovulation test. You have to look out for how dark the test line is in order to kind of rate where your fertility stands, and that way you can know if you're like getting closer to ovulation or not. So I'm going to show you a little bit of like how I chart my ovulation. I have it in this little notebook that I found and kind of just sketched it out. That way I can kind of see the difference between lines and which one's darker for the next day. So here I do my LH, I write down my LH, my cervical mucus, and then my HCG. I wasn't really sure if I was pregnant this month because we experienced a chemical pregnancy the month before. So it was kind of tricky still. So I did a couple of pregnancy tests in there, and I also didn't do the at-home pregnancy test. I did a different brand. That's why the colors are off. So I start off by writing my date, the date, and then Obviously, we all know what the hearts are. So I'll write the actual date and then the cycle day. And that's how I'll go from when I start off. So here, let me see if it'll focus. Yeah, there we go. So here you can see the line, but it's very, very faint. It was a little bit brighter whenever I did take the test, but now it's obviously fading a little bit. And then I would go down, and you can gradually see how the second line will increase as we go down. Some of these I took twice a day, in the morning and in the afternoon. So here's my control line. It's kind of hard to see with all these lines in the background. My control line sits on this line in the background, and then here's my test line. So yeah, for this, I kind of knew that the ovulation was coming soon just by the way that I felt. I had egg white high, H means for high, so a lot during this time. So I felt like the ovulation was coming. I took one in the morning, one in the afternoon. This was in the morning, and I had a lot of egg white CM, so that's kind of how I also knew that ovulation was coming. This is my peak. So after your peak, you have, like I said, 24 to 48 hours when you ovulate. So that would be the time to try. And then you keep testing after that to see if you are still high fertility or not. This one is still pretty dark compared to the other ones, but it's not the peak. As you can see, that's like the perfect time that you know you're at your peak. And then I took this one and it started fading. I tested a couple more days after that just to kind of see exactly where I stood with my ovulation. And then once you have ovulated, you could start testing for pregnancy a couple days after that, depending on how your body works. Okay, so the way that I record my ovulation test is I will stick them to the sheet, and then I will track it by the date that I took it, if it's AM or PM, and then I will write the cycle day. So after your menstrual cycle, I usually begin a couple days afterwards. The first day of your menstrual cycle, that's cycle day 1, and then it goes on from there for your whole cycle per month. And then I also like to track my CM, or my cervical mucus. Some people like to track with that, some people don't really care about it. Basically, once you have any egg white, or once you start having egg white mucus, you can kind of tell that you're about to ovulate or you are fertile. And what that does, it helps carry the sperm up into meet your egg. So that helps with kind of tracking where you're at in your cycle. I like to add it just kind of for extra information, but I don't track it like religiously. So then I add my ovulation test, and then I do my DPO, days past ovulation, depending on if I have ovulated or not. So once you get your peak, you will notice that the test line is actually darker or just as dark as the control line, and that means that you are about to ovulate. That doesn't mean that you're currently ovulating. So the LH hormone will come up because it's kind of processing your body or getting it ready to ovulate, and that's whenever it comes up. You will then ovulate 12 to 48 hours after your peak, and that's your time frame where you can try and conceive in order to get pregnant, or not conceive to not get pregnant. And so after that, once you ovulate, you only ovulate once during a cycle. So once you ovulate and then you start testing and you see the line kind of starts fading away, you can stop using your OPKs, and you can begin taking your tests for pregnancy, or your tests for your HCG. So you can begin tracking your days past ovulation. So I would write like 1 DPO, 2 DPO, 3 DPO down on, depending on how your body works. Some women's pregnancy tests show up sooner than others, and maybe after 9 DPO you can begin testing, but that's a whole nother video that I won't get into today. So yes, if there is if your LH is showing up, like I said, you're going to notice that your line is starting to get darker, and that's whenever you're going to prepare your body and I guess plan out so you can try to conceive if you are wanting to get pregnant. I think that's it about the ovulation test. You can also track your ovulation by checking your body temperature. I haven't gotten that far. So I actually don't really know much about checking your body temperature. I do know that after you ovulate, your temperature hits a peak or rises, and that's when you know you have ovulated, but I have never tried tracking that. If you are interested in that, then I would suggest looking up some videos and having that as your third form of tracking ovulation. So there's 3 ways that you can track. You can track by using your ovulation test, by checking your cervical mucus, and by checking your body temperature, basal body temperature. So yeah, I hope that helps you begin your journey of trying to conceive. Okay, now I want to talk about ways that you can increase your fertility. I have already mentioned this in a previous video, how to get pregnant with PCOS. I think that's the video. I'll put a card up somewhere in the video, or I'll link it down below. It kind of just recaps that. I know some women have a harder time ovulating than others, so I wanted to go over some of the main things that, I guess, supplements, natural supplements that you can take at home in order to be able to ovulate or increase your fertility. So the first one is Vitex. I absolutely love Vitex just because it doesn't make my body feel like super crazy. I use the Vitex Plus, which is 650 mg. And it basically just kind of helps regulate your hormones. And for me, it has helped me been able to regulate my menstrual cycle as well, which has been amazing. It's basically chasteberry extract, which is what helps your body kind of figure things out, I guess. Fertility Tea by Pink Stork is amazing also. I'm out of it right now just because we're overseas and I don't think they ship. Oh yeah, they do ship to us, but Amazon.com takes a while to ship, whatever. Besides the fact, Fertility Tea is really good. It has red raspberry leaf tea, and I think that's it. It has a couple of other things. I want to say it has chasteberry as well, and just like Vitex, it helps you regulate your hormones, it helps you be more fertile, and it helps you ovulate during your cycle, which is amazing. Maca Powder, oh my gosh, it's really, it has so many benefits. So if you don't know about Maca Powder, it's basically a little creamy powder, or you can take a pill and you can put it in your smoothies. It has a very bitter taste to it, so I don't drink it as often, but it gives you energy, it increases a lot of things, and it gives you a lot of really good benefits. So that also helps with fertility. That's a really good supplement to take. It's also natural, so you know. And then having a good diet and a healthy lifestyle, obviously that is going to help your body kind of normalize your hormones and help you balance things out in order for you to ovulate and for you to get your menstrual cycle and hopefully conceive. Alright guys, so I think that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you found something helpful and you learned some fun tips for tracking your ovulation. I wish you all the baby dust in the world, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and comment down below if you have another super fun natural way to either increase fertility or to track ovulation. I don't know how natural that would be, but you know what I mean. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.